So, since it's almost Valentine's Day, I figured this would be the perfect time to actually do a list of my top 10 favorite love stories of all time. And I have to say, I'm a huge sucker for love stories, and I'm a big hopeless romantic or romantic in general, so I figured I should share this with you all. These are in no particular order whatsoever, and they range from books, movies, or stories in general. And the first one, like I said, in no particular order, is Cupid and Psyche. It is an old-fashioned love story of two lovers fighting for each other against all odds so that they can ultimately end up together. I really fell in love with this one because of a sculpture that I actually saw at the Metropolitan Art Museum in New York, and the original sculpture is actually in the Louvre in Paris, which is a dream of mine to go to and visit. So I think that's kind of why I love this couple so much, is because of that. The second one is Jamie Sullivan and Landon Carter from Nicholas Sparks' A Walk to Remember. I absolutely adored the novel. I read this maybe when I was 14 or something, and I still love it to this day. I love this one because, in my opinion, their story to me was very, very believable. It was realistic, it was cute, sweet, and adorable, and like I said, is so swoon-worthy and just, I don't even know. I get carried away when I talk about this book because I love it so much. It breaks my heart when I think about it, but it also makes me strangely happy for some reason. But if you have not read this book, I totally suggest you should. Nicholas Sparks is not my favorite author, but I really have to give props to him for writing A Walk to Remember. The third love story I absolutely love is Henry D. Tamble and Claire Abshire from The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. I don't really know if I like Henry so much, but I really, really love Claire. I felt like Claire was the ultimate heroine, the ultimate wife who has just been so patient and loving and kind, and I feel like I want to be that wife someday. I want to be patient and a strong woman despite all odds and despite all the hardships that she has to go through and Henry has to put her through. Obviously not intentionally, but I feel like she's super strong, she doesn't give up, and she's the epitome of a loving, perfect wife, really, if you think about it. And she's perfectly flawed too, which makes her a really awesome character in my book. My next favorite is Jane Eyre and Mr. Rochester from Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I absolutely love this book. This is one of my favorite books of all time, and I really like these two characters. To me, they are one of the most believable love stories of all time because I feel like they are perfectly flawed individuals. I always love them also because their relationship sort of proves that first impressions don't always last. They kind of despise each other a little bit in the beginning, and yet they fell in love with each other because they realized that there's more to each other than their first impressions. Of course, this list would not be complete without number 5, and that is Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy's love story from Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This is another one that I really, really like because of their evolution of their relationship. They started out kind of hating each other, and then they just kind of fell in love, and I think that's how some relationships start, you know, from hate, or not necessarily hate, but resentment or something, or because of misunderstandings, and they don't really know each other that well, but as soon as they get to know each other, they realize they're kind of perfect for each other. Number 6 is Allie and Noah from The Notebook, and I mean the movie and not the book. I have to say the movie is one of my favorite movies of all time, and the book is okay by Nicholas Sparks, but the movie just was simply amazing. And personally, I think it's because of the two actors playing them, Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. They are perfect. They were perfect for each other in this movie, and I absolutely love this one. Just feel like this is a couple that has gone through it all, and just story of young and first love, which continues to grow more despite, you know, everything that they have to go through together and apart. And I think it's just a touching love story, and a really, really realistic one at that. Number 7 is Nikki Ferrante and Terry McKay from Love Affair, or An Affair to Remember from 1957. There are 3 versions of these movies from 1939, 1957, and 1994. I have to say 1994 was my favorite because I just like those two actors a lot, and I really, really, really love the piano theme by Ennio Morricone. I'll link the song below if you have not heard it. If you haven't, you totally should because it is so so amazing. Number 8 is Joe Fox aka NY152 and Kathleen Kelly aka Shop Girl from the 1998 romantic comedy movie You've Got Mail. I really enjoyed this movie. I think mainly because the Kathleen Kelly is a book store owner and she adores books, and I absolutely love their story. Can't really say much without giving anything away, so if you haven't seen it, you need to see it because it's pretty awesome. Number 9 is Captain Von Trapp and Maria from The Sound of Music. This is from the 1965 movie musical, and I love their love story simply because you would never expect this love story to happen. I also have always kind of liked the whole rich, arrogant man falling in love with a humble and kind woman. Last but not the least is Raoul and Christine from The Phantom of the Opera. This is not from the book, but instead from the Broadway play itself. I really like their love story because I feel like they really face a lot of troubles and horror in their life, and yet they just survive them anyway. I really appreciate love stories like that because I think that that's the kind of love that I would want to have someday. Anyway, that's it for my top 10 favorite love stories of all time. I'd like to hear your favorite love stories too. Just let me know down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.